In this lecture, we will see how to make decision in Python. If statement is used to make a decision in Python. The syntax of if condition is we write the if keyword followed by the condition and then a colon. If the condition becomes true, the computer goes to the true block. Then we write else if and else if required. So keep in mind that the else if condition and the else part is optional. Else if is actually checking another if condition inside the same if block, and we started with ELIF. EL stands for else and IF is if, but keep in mind that this is one keyword, so we will write else if as ELIF, then another condition followed by a colon, then it's true block. We can write as many else if conditions as required in our logic. At the end we have the else statement, and if any of the conditions mentioned above is not met or is not evaluated to true, then computer will jump to the else block if it is written and execute the statement. Else block is also called false block. Again, keep in mind that else if and else are optional. So if we simply write if followed by a condition and a colon and then write the true block and skip the else if and else part, the syntax will be perfectly fine. In Python, a block is represented by a tab. So all the statement that you want to write in the true block or the false block should be indented by one tab after the if condition line. And when you are done with the statements in the true block or in the false block, you will indent back one step. We will see this in our example. Now we will see the syntax of the condition. So condition is written by using a comparison operator between two variables or constants or expressions or any combination of those. Now we have 6 comparison operators. If we want to check the equality of two variables or constants or expressions, we use double equal to sign. If we want to check whether the two variables or constants or expressions are not equal, then we use the exclamation mark and equal to sign as the not equal to operator, and the greater than or equal to and less than or equal to operators are similar as we use in math. Keep in mind that while writing the greater than or equal to operator, we will always use the greater than or less than sign and then the equal to operator. If we reverse this order, that is, we write the equal to sign first and then the greater than sign or the less than sign, that will be an error. Similarly, we cannot give a space between greater than or equal to sign or less than or equal to sign or not equal to or double equal to signs. Now we will see 3 examples of if statement. So let's go to the example. Now this is the first example in which we enter the marks from the student and we just print whether the student is pass or fail. So this is the simplest of if statement. We have written an if keyword on line 11 followed by a condition which is marks is greater than or equal to 60. Now if the value of marks entered by the user will be greater than or equal to 60, this condition will evaluate to true, and if it's evaluates to true, the computer will jump to the true block. Now in the true block, which is on line 12, I have written only one line, which is print pass. The computer will execute this line, then on the basis of the evaluation of this condition, computer will either execute this line or it will jump to line number 14 if the condition is evaluated to false. And so the flow is, let's say the marks entered by the user is 50. On line 11, computer will evaluate if 50 is greater than or equal to 60. It will evaluate to false because 50 is not greater than or equal to 60. So computer will jump to the else part or the false block, which is on line number 14. Computer will print the print fail, and then goes to the next statement. Because we don't have any other statement in our program, the program will end here. In case the user enters marks let's say 70, so 70 is greater than or equal to 60 is true, computer will jump to true block, which is on line 12. It will print pass, and then it will jump from this line to the line after the if statement, which is line number 15. Because there is nothing written on line number 15, the program will end here. Now let's execute this program. Enter marks. Let's say we enter 70. So computer has printed pass and stopped the execution. Let's execute it again and enter marks 50. So as 50 is less than 60, computer has jumped to if false block. It has printed fail, and then the execution has stopped. Now this is a representation of a block, this tab. So if I want to write more than one lines in true block or more than one lines in false block, all the lines will be indented once. And if I want to write something after this if condition, if statement, I will have to indent back. So let's say right here print this statement is written by indenting back once or one time. So this statement will be considered out of the if statement. So whether I enter mark 70 or 50, computer will print this and then print line number 15, because line number 15 is not part of the if block. Let's check this out. Enter marks, let's say 60. So it has printed pass and then done. Similarly, if I enter marks less than 60, it will print fail and then done. So done will be executed in both the cases, because print done is not is outside of the if statement. Now let's see another example of if statement. Here I have used the else if and else part as well. Again I have get input of marks from the user, but now I have written multiple if statements. If marks is greater than or equal to 80, I want to print A. Else if marks is greater than or equal to 70, it will print B. And similarly, if marks is greater than or equal to 60, it will print C. And if none of these three conditions are satisfied, it will print fail. And again, let's print something. So this print done is not part of a statement because it is indented back. It will be executed after printing any of the statement in the true parts or the false, true blocks or the false block. So let's execute it. Let's say the marks I enter is 50. So it will be evaluated like this: 50 is greater than or equal to 80, false, it will jump here. 50 is greater than or equal to 70, false, it will jump here. 50 is greater than or equal to 60, false, it will jump in the else part because there is no else if condition left. It will print fail, and then it will come out of the statement and print done. So it has printed fail and then done. Now let's execute it again and enter. Suppose we enter the marks 88. So it has printed A and then done. Again, let's say enter, this time we enter 65. marks. So 65 marks is means this condition will be satisfied, as if marks is greater than or equal to 60. So it has printed C and then done. So this is how we check or evaluate multiple conditions or multiple criteria in a single if statement. Now going back to our next lecture, we will do nested if in the next part. For this time, let's see how to use logical operators. We can use logical operators to evaluate a complex condition. Now a complex condition is simply one unit of condition that we have just seen in our examples, separated by a logical operator. Like suppose I want to check if A is greater than B and A is less than C. Now this AND is a logical operator through which I can combine two units of simple conditions. So I can make a complex condition by combining simple conditions with logical operators. There are two logical operators, AND and OR. So let's see example of this complex conditions with an example. In this example, we will see how to write a complex condition. Now I have written a question and then a solution to that question. We want to calculate the award points to be awarded to a player. Each player will play 3 levels, and the criteria for bonus points is if the player scores more than 80 in all the 3 levels, he is awarded 20 bonus points. If he scores more than 80 in only 2 levels, he is awarded 10 bonus points. If he scores more than 80 in only 1 level, he is awarded 5 bonus points, and otherwise he is not awarded any bonus points. So on line 12 to 14 I have taken input of scores in 3 levels respectively by the player. On line number 15, using a logical operator, I have combined 3 conditions for the scores in 3 levels. The condition is 80 or more, and score in level 2 is 80 or more, and score in level 3 is 80 or more. Now this condition will be evaluated like this, that let's say the player has scored more than 80 in all 3 levels. So the first condition, level 1 score greater than or equal to 80 will evaluate to true. Similarly, level 2 score is greater than or 80 will also be evaluated to true, and same is the case with level 3. Now we know that in Boolean arithmetic or Boolean algebra, true and true is true. So ultimately this will become if true and true and true. First true and true will evaluate to true, and that true again and true will evaluate to true. So overall this condition will evaluate to true, and the computer will jump to line number 16, which is the true block of first condition. It will assign 20 to bonus, and will then jump out of the if block to line number 23 and then print this statement. Now let's say if for the second condition, which says that if the player scores 80 or more in any 2 levels. Now any 2 levels mean that either player has scored more than 80 in level 1, more than 80 in level 2, and less than 80 in level 3, or he has scored more than 80 in level 1, less than 80 in level 2, and more than 80 in level 3. Like it has scored more than 80 in level 1 and 3 but not in level 2, and then it has scored more than 80 in level 2 and level 3 but not in level 1. So we have to check all these conditions. Now here this is first set of complex conditions, then a logical operator OR, and a second set of complex conditions, again a logical operator OR, and then the last set of complex conditions. So in this way we can create a really complex condition by using the logical operators AND and OR. This condition Now let's take an example of this condition. Let's say the player has scored more than 18 level 1 and 2 and less than 18 level 3. So this will become true and false. True and true is true, and then that true and false is false. So this, oh sorry, less than 18 score 3. So this will also become true. True and true is true, and then true and true is true. So this will become true overall, or true and false and true, because we our level 2 score is greater than or equal to 80. So this will also become, so this will become false, and this will also become false. So true and false is false. Again false and true and false is false. So so overall it will become true or false or false. Now we know that true or false is true, and similarly again true or false is true. So overall this will evaluate to true, and we will assign 10 to the bonus points. Same is the case for the last condition, in which level 1 score is greater than 80, but level 2 and level 3 score is less than 80. In this here we have, the condition is level 2 score is greater than 80, but level 1 and 3 score is less than 80. And in the last part we have level 3 score greater than 80, but level 1 and 2 score is less than 80. So if this condition is satisfied, or any part of it is satisfied, 10 bonus points will be assigned to the player. And if none of these three conditions is satisfied, 0 bonus point will be assigned to the player and then printed. So let's check this out. Let's say the player scores 80, 19 and 100. So this should satisfy the first condition, that is the line number 15, and we should get 20 bonus points. Let's again execute it. Here we have any two levels. So let's say 10, sorry, here we have to yes, the player should score more than 80 in any two levels. So let's say he scores 19 first level, only 30 in second level, and again 88 in the third level. So now you should get 10 bonus points. Let's execute it again to check the third condition. Suppose the player scores 80 in the first level, but 20 and 30 in the second and third level. So now he has only scored 80 in one level. He should get 5 bonus points. Oh, so here's a mistake. I should have assigned 5 here. Again, check this out. The player scored 80, then 20, then 10. So he got 5 points. And let's say he scores less than 80 in all 3 levels. Scores 10, 20, and 30. So he got 0 bonus points. So that is for today's lecture. We will see the nested if in the next lecture. Allah Hafiz.